So Tshepo, thank you so much for making time to share your insights into the future of leadership.
Thank you. Thank you for giving me an opportunity to actually share some of the insights in my leadership journey. I'm excited and I'm looking forward to it.
Thank you. You're most welcome. And it's great to have you on the show. And before we walk into the future, can you please tell us, where did you grow up?
I was actually born in Pretoria to a family of 5. I'm the eldest daughter. And at the age of 12, I tragically lost my father. And we were raised by a single mom. I spent my later part in Benoni, Crystal Park.
Yeah. And can you tell us, what was your dream career when you grew up?
So I wanted to actually go to aviation school, and I'll tell you why. I had an experience in a helicopter at the age of 10. This was at the Victoria Falls. And I thought, wow, being a pilot is so cool. This is something that I want to do. And, you know, it sat at the back of my mind. I obsessed about it for a while, but unfortunately, it never happened.
Right. And can you tell us who inspired you early on?
My late dad, he was in my life for just 12 years, but that left me with so much. He left me with so much to carry me forward, not only in my career, but in everything that I do, how I engage with others. He believed that I had what it takes to navigate anything that came my way, any challenges that came my way. I remember on his deathbed, he asked me to, you know, help my mom look after my siblings when he's gone. I didn't understand what that meant, but now I do. I took up a leadership role, stepped up and supported my mother. When I reflect on it, I realized that my leadership journey started at a very young age. I had to lead my siblings and be exemplary. I had to be the one that, you know, brings the family together, a unifier. I was able to handle conflict with the 4 siblings and to get to a win-win situation. And we are all about 2 years apart, so we were not that much older in age. My mom also played an important role, I think. She always encouraged me. She's always affirmed that I was an equal, regardless of age and gender.
And Tshepo, you're leading an impressive career now at ABSA. I believe you started at Citibank, then went to Nedbank, RMB. Looking back over your career, would you say there was a turning point?
There was indeed a turning point. You know, having spent so much time with the different banks, I think I learned a lot. But one that really sticks out is I was given an opportunity to lead a very difficult portfolio. I had to turn that portfolio around from the losses. I must say that we were successful with the team in turning that around. There was obviously the formulation of the strategy, but we got together as a team and we worked together. We connected so much with the team that I was leading. We had to change our mindset in terms of, you know, what does it really mean to get the business to another level? And I remember, you know, looking at it differently. Like I say, we changed our mindsets. We believed in what we were doing, and we were able to take the business from where it was to a successful business. That was my turning point. I realized that I was passionate about growth, and I was also passionate about turning around businesses.
And Tshepo, what would you say is driving you today?
I think, you know, the connection with the teams, the ability to identify strength in my team, not just focus on the weaknesses, you know, leading people in such a way that you also give back hope. That's what keeps me going. I enjoy connecting with others. I enjoy making sure that people bring the best out of themselves.
Now, Tshepo, looking into the future, and I know it's a big question, what does the future of leadership mean to you?
We have a changing workforce. Who would have ever thought we'll be here today? I mean, you and I were talking about being able to work anywhere in the world. You don't have to be physically present. We now operate in hybrid teams. Therefore, the future of leadership means the ability to adapt. We need leaders that can make decisions quicker, leaders that are forward-thinking and inclusive of the digitization as we move into the digital economy. We are already seeing artificial intelligence, which have started replacing jobs and will replace more jobs in the future. Therefore, there will be new challenges, and the future leaders should have strong analytical skills, agility, negotiation, and should be innovative in terms of decision-making and also identifying opportunities.
And Tshepo, what have you learned from your own journey that you consider most important for building future leaders and empowering future leaders?
I think from me, it's a self-awareness. It's quite important, and always having that integrity as a leader. Gratitude also comes in, and not forgetting that challenges will always be there, but it's how you navigate and come out of the challenges and also learn from the different experiences to help you move forward within any organization or in any role that's given to you. So for me, it's always been about not giving up, being resilient, and being determined in making sure that I achieve the results.
Now, Tshepo, these are challenging times, as you are saying, rightly so. What is your advice for future leaders in terms of challenges? What are some of the biggest challenges they should expect to encounter in their career?
So we live in a very complicated world. No one can predict what's coming. And, they can easily get stuck in short-term thinking for short-term gain. Future leaders will also have to, understand what's going on in their environments, because there's a lot of uncertainty. So they need to focus on the future, but not spend so much time on just focusing on the future. They need to balance it out, and that's going to be difficult. We also have different generations entering the marketplace. You've got the Gen Y and the Gen Zs, who are so different from the Gen X and the baby boomers. So different strategies will have to be applied so that, we can coexist or work together. The last one is managing change. Think of guiding change during times of uncertainty. This is going to be the most difficult. We don't know what we don't know. So, things are not going to be the same as what we had in the past. We've seen, like I said, the digitized economy is coming up. We've seen a lot of artificial intelligence, new solutions coming up. And I think, most of the future leaders going forward will be the leaders that will come up with solutions. And everything will have to have a solution. And artificial intelligence is going to come in terms of decision-making or solutioning for whatever they're going through.
And Tshepo, if you were to design a curriculum for future leaders, and let's say you were to teach one skill that has really served you well in your career, one leadership skill that you deem important for the future of leadership, what skill would that be?
For me, there's a lot of skills that I've learned. I can't exactly point out one. I've touched on the self-awareness. It's key for every leader to know themselves, know thyself. EQ is also important. Humility, I can't express the importance of humility. People connect easily with humble people. Be authentic. Build relationships. I think relationship building is quite key. And walk the talk, be consistent as a leader. And you will get the respect from your subordinates.
Thank you. Now, Tshepo, as a mentor to future leaders, can you maybe share a success story or two where you mentored an upcoming leader and that person took your advice to heart?
I would like to think that every mentee that I mentor does take my advice. There's been a couple where they've really taken the advice to heart, and I've seen them grow. I normally, with mentoring, I always ask the mentees to look within and not just focus on their shortfalls. I think I touched on that earlier, that I focus on strengths as a leader, not weaknesses. And I've seen some of these mentees turn their careers around. I've seen them being promoted. There's a number that have been promoted that I've mentored, and I'm proud. It excites me to see people develop, especially if you spend time sharing some of your journeys and being there to guide them wherever needed. I've also had some of them being promoted into much senior positions.
And Tshepo, looking back over your leadership career and maybe your learning career, are there any role models of leadership that you would recommend future leaders should study?
There is, and Nelson Mandela is one that comes to mind. I'm one who's focused on the softer side of skills. I think you've heard me talk about the humility, the compassion, and for me, Tata Mandela brought that into his leadership. I also, one that comes to mind as well is Indra Nooy. He's the CEO. She was the CEO of Pepsi. She managed an entire big organization as a mother, a wife, and that says a lot to women. We can do it. Nothing can hold us back. We can juggle different things. So
Absolutely.
Those are the two leaders that I think I can identify with now.
Thank you. And last but not least, Tshepo, where can our listeners follow you?
I'm on LinkedIn. That's where they can find me.
And if you had one message to give to the millions of learners out there who are now finishing school, who are looking to start a career, to enter the world of work, what success factors, maybe one or two success factors, would you like to convey to them?
So I think for me, it's, your self-awareness, I've touched on it, the integrity, having gratitude, not forgetting that you always come across challenges. Turn those challenges into opportunities. Always remember to learn from each experience and not forgetting that you can do it. So resilience and determination comes up. Don't give up.
Thank you. Thank you very much, Tshepo, for sharing your insights and your wisdom into the future of leadership and sharing your story, your personal leadership story.
Thank you, Dr. Neil.